I'm Ryan,
I'm Julie.
and this is the Stories We Leave You. New episode, new topic. Religion.
For it or against it?
What religion would you say you are right now, if any?
Atheist?
Really?
Yeah, I would say atheist. I think that if there is something else out there, I wouldn't know until I die. But I think that when I die, I'm probably just going to be dead.
Like nothing after?
No, I think I'm just dead.
Okay.
And I will go back to the earth. The end.
All right, so atheist with a little science splashed in there,
Sure.
right?
I think that is just atheist.
I would say, I guess you're right. I would say I'm the same, but maybe more with like I wouldn't say spiritual aspect. I just think there's more out there than we know. And
Because you think our energy is going to...
right, like I think when you die, yeah, we're all made up of the same exact things. So it's more like of a science thing, but I don't know if anyone's proven that, oh yeah, the energy you carry in your body gets put back into the earth, and who's to say that doesn't get reused somewhere else? I don't know. I take more of a science approach, but I also
Is that a science approach?
don't.
That feels kind of paranormal. Do you believe in
No,
ghosts?
energy is, I want to say no, but those sometimes it creeps me out. Paranormal activity creep me out, and I don't know if that's because a part of me thinks it's a thing or not.
Like, what do you think happens to the energy?
It gets reabsorbed into something else. Like when you touch things, it's a transfer of energy. That is science, not paranormal. Everything's made up of molecules and atoms and all that crap. We can talk about death another episode.
Death and religion go hand in hand, if you believe in that kind of thing.
But
I don't.
I don't either, which is why. No, I'm just more like, I don't know. I'm open to possibilities, but I'm not like, oh, there's a heaven and a hell. And
Okay, so let's rewind. We love doing that.
okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. I don't know how to make the rewind noise.
That's good.
Thank you. Childhood. How were you?
Jewish reform specifically.
Okay. You were raised a Reformed Jew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did that look like? Tell me more about that.
I mean, kind of touch base on earlier episodes, but if you haven't listened, I will explain it. Basically, we were holiday Jews, maybe a little extra here and there, like sitting Shiva if somebody passed away or things like that.
So someone who is more, let's say, conservative, not necessarily reform, how, did you guys go to temple every week? Like, what does that look like?
So there's basically 3 levels, at least in my brain. There's Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox. Orthodox is the most rule-following, extreme, quote-unquote, version of Judaism.
Like the people I see walking around New York with the curls and the yarmulke.
Yeah, very strict, literally by the book. Conservative is less rule book following, but may go to temple, I almost said religiously, may go to temple like every Friday and Friday night, Saturday morning for the Sabbath, may follow, pick and choose what rules or suggestions the book might have. And when I say the book, the Torah or the Old Testament. Reform is, hey, I'm Jewish, but I really only focus on traditions. Like, you walk into a Jewish household, you may see what's called a mezuzah in all the doorways, and it has to point a certain direction. During Jewish holidays, you may have certain traditions that go along with that. And so basically, because my school district was very heavily populated with Jewish people, Jewish holidays were always like a thing where you wouldn't really be missing much work because the teachers, if they weren't Jewish themselves, understood 80% of their class was going to be gone. Essentially, on the Jewish holidays, you would go to temple, sit through service, and then have some sort of dinner afterwards, depending on the holiday. That would always entail going to my grandparents' house, and my whole family would get together and we would celebrate. And you were a part of Passover?
Yes.
where we actually read from the Passover book reading.
The one and only time that happened when I was around.
And then we stopped. I mean, we would do that every year, and it was like, okay, we all did our part reading, and we were very traditional in the sense of we did those small but meaningful things for the grown-ups. The kids didn't give a shit. It was just something we had to do in order to eat. Going to temple, same thing. Didn't really get much out of it. Had a bat mitzvah growing up. I'd like to say it meant something then. It didn't really. I mean, in terms of the like significance of it coming into adulthood, whatever. But I was never like, yeah, let me do more Jewish things. Like there's Jewish camp that people would go to, still go to, their kids go to it. We had Birthright where you could go to Israel and like visit the Wailing Wall and things like that. I would much rather do that now as an adult, not affiliated with religion, than oh, this is something you should do because you were raised Jewish.
Well, I feel like even myself not being Jewish, going and visiting would be a learning experience. And as an adult, you have a better understanding of, oh, this is what they must have gone through. Like I can imagine like this kind of thing.
It's something meaningful from the religion that I think would be cool to see one day. But yeah, I'd say my dad was probably and probably is still the most religious, which really isn't that religious, but he'll follow certain things like on anniversaries of deaths, he may light what's it called? Shiva candle, maybe? I don't know. It's basically like a death candle that lights for like 24 hours. You're supposed to do that on high holy days as well. But yeah, I mean, I remember my brother kind of denounced organized religion, and I was like, what a dick. Like, how do you just like denounce that you're a Jew or that you're Jewish or whatever? And the older I got, I was like, oh, I get it. Yep. So I tell people I was raised Jewish, but I'm completely unaffiliated and
Except biologically.
more agnostic, except biologically, which still I don't get.
So do you feel like how did that religion play into how you were raised? Did it show up in things that your parents said to you or anything like that?
No, the only thing that it really held me back from was getting a tattoo sooner because you're not supposed to be buried in a Jewish cemetery with tattoos. And I said, well, I'm not being buried in a Jewish cemetery, so see ya. And that's when I got my first tattoo. So I was 20.
What about your grandparents?
What about them?
Did it did it come into because obviously like your parents are more religious than you are. Were their parents more religious than them?
Yeah.
And how did that play into their interactions with you?
It never really had any interaction. Like religion didn't play a role in our daily lives, just on the Jewish holidays. I'd say my grandparents, I don't remember it ever playing like a role, like, oh, you're Jewish, so you shouldn't do this or that. It never played an active role in day to day, except on Sundays when you'd go to Sunday school. But other than that, yeah.
So if more conservative Jews went to temple like Friday and Saturday,
Potentially, yeah.
did
So,
children go to that as well?
yeah,
And then you also had Sunday school?
yeah. So Sunday school was like learning about
Did the adults go?
things. No,
on
it was
Sunday?
just for kids.
Oh.
So the Sabbath is Friday night and Saturday morning, always. So you can always go if you belong to a synagogue or temple. You can go to Friday night services as well as Saturday morning services. Saturday morning services are when the little kiddos who are getting bar and bat mitzvahed, they lead the service. And that's what their coming into adulthood looks like. And it's kind of scary and nerve wracking because you're in front of all your friends and family and anyone else who is part of the synagogue who shows up. But it's not like mine, for instance, it wasn't like church, like it wasn't packed.
And how old are you when that happened?
I was 12. Otherwise, you're 13.
My God.
Yeah.
12 and 13, that was my worst nightmare, being in front of people and speaking.
Yeah, so you have to go to Hebrew school because you have to read from the Torah. And when I say read, it's really memorizing, but you have to read a whole bunch of stuff. And then you have a party. It's kind of like a Jewish quinceañera.
Or Sweet 16.
Or Sweet
Minus
16.
the
But
reading from the Bible. Torah.
I mean, it's a cool experience, I guess, but if you're more conservative or obviously Orthodox, you're probably going to be keeping kosher, which you can't eat meat and cheese together. You can't eat at a house or a kitchen or a restaurant that doesn't have kosher, safe appliances. It's like a big deal.
Sounds complicated.
Can't eat pork. I do. So, like on the Big Bang, Howard,
Mhm.
it's kind of how I was raised. You talk about being Jewish and how you're not supposed to do these things
You had, like, little things throughout life.
sprinkled. Yeah, but it's like, oh, why aren't we supposed to eat pork again? Why don't we believe in hell? It's a bunch of questions that it's like, wait, what?
But not like Fiddler on the Roof.
Not like Fiddler on the Roof. Nope, nope. So yeah, so it didn't play like oh, don't do that. You're Jewish, or we're Jewish. We don't do that. Or well, sometimes it took a really long time for me to write the word God out because at least what I was taught in the Jewish religion, you're not supposed to write it because it can be erased or thrown away. Anything that has a prayer on it, you're not supposed to throw away. You're supposed to bury. So there's like these little things. So for me to write out the word God, it kind of took a long time just because I was like, oh, I don't know. I've just always been taught it's like horrible.
Voldemort.
Sort of,
Didn't
yeah.
say the name.
And then I did it and I was like, oh, okay. I don't write the
Nothing
word God.
happened.
Nothing happened.
You were, like, struck down on the spot or anything?
No. But I don't know. As an adult, I like to explore all religions and what they offer. And that allows me to pick and choose certain things. Like, I really think that's really cool from this religion or that religion. Or like one random day when we were getting a new pope, I learned so much about Catholics and Catholicism and how that worked. Because one of the ladies I work with, her sister's like a legit nun, and learned all about that. And it was just really cool because it's something that's interesting as an adult. What's funny and ironic about being raised Jewish is I love Christmas and decorating the tree and putting up lights as an adult.
And even though I was raised Southern Baptist,
Southern Baptist. What does that mean exactly?
I don't know.
Like, that's what I don't understand. It's like all the denominations and like, what's the difference between Baptist and Southern Baptist?
Great question. I don't know what to tell you.
All right. So tell us about your religious upbringing.
So my parents were not really religious. Not that they didn't believe, they just weren't religious. We didn't go to church. The only time I went to church is if I went with my grandparents. So my dad's parents lived on the same property as us. My granny and grandpa, I would go to church with them sometimes. Mainly, I just wanted to go because I like going to Sunday school. And my favorite was when they had potlucks after church. So really, I went for the friends and the food. I didn't care about anything else. Or my mom's parents were very religious, and sometimes we would like anytime I stayed at their house, we would go to church. And it's kind of like how you said you were holiday Jews. We were kind of like holiday Baptists. I don't know if that's the thing, but
Did it play a more prominent role in your day to day where it's like we're good Christian people, that
I wouldn't say my day to day because my parents were not super religious. I don't remember my dad ever going to church. My
nor should he have, or
Or
maybe he
maybe he
needed
should have.
maybe he needed Jesus.
Maybe, I don't know. Seems like there's a lot of people that doesn't seem to help. So, no, I don't remember him ever going. My mom, she was the one that it was more like holiday kinda thing. So, that didn't really play into anything. Like, I don't remember my parents ever saying, like, "That's against God," or "Don't say that word." My granny and grandpa, my dad's parents, they maybe a little more, they might mention it, but they weren't pushy on it, they weren't I don't know, it wasn't as big of a deal with them. My mom's parents, specifically my grandmother, that was a different story. Basically, a lot of her rules were around religion. Like, I remember we couldn't say "but."
But
That was a bad word, and so it made her very, I don't know, very strict about certain things. I remember we couldn't watch Disney movies because Disney had held some kind of pride event or something, so we had to, like, shunned Disney from then on out. But I don't know, whenever like, I'm pretty sure my dad's parents, it was like they went every Sunday, and that was pretty much it.
Mhm.
My grandpa, I know he was active with, like, because he had a garden, so he would, like, he was always big on, like, making sure people were fed, so he would, like, give people food, or I think he donated things to, like, the pantry in town and stuff like that. So he was involved in those ways. My grandma, she we would go every Sunday, and I think sometimes we went on Wednesday nights too.
I was gonna say Wednesdays seem to be a big thing.
Yeah. And, I mean, we always went over to her house, and we went to, like, Vacation Bible School, I went to church camp, all of those things, and again, for me, it was just fun to get to go make friends,
Mhm.
get to do activities, like, I love church camp because we swam all the time, and we had good snacks. That's back when they still gave kids, like, full-size candy bars and soda.
That's why
It was
we're all
great.
fat and diabetic now.
Exactly. But, I always love stuff like that. But I remember, I think my church camp only went to, like, 4th or 5th grade, and I remember going I remember we would always do this, like, circle prayer. I don't know if we did it every night, but I remember one night we were doing this circle prayer thing, and these girls were getting emotional about, I don't know, God, religion, something. And I remember being a little jealous, like, "Oh, man, look at them getting attention for, like, whatever." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna try to cry too." But then, like, it didn't happen because I wasn't that passionate about anything, so that kind of faded. And then I remember, I think it might have been the next year, I was like, "Yeah, I really don't get this. I don't think God is even real." I know. And that's pretty much that solidified the deal for me then, like, even being that young, I was like, this just doesn't seem like a real thing to me, and
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it the way other people are." And, of course, I still did the thing to please the people for the next several years, but
Uh-huh.
by the time I got to college, it was kinda like, no thanks."
Like, I remember I wore my Jewish star necklace for a long time, and then I was just, like, kinda over it.
Yeah.
Like, I have a Jewish star tattoo on my foot, but it's m that was my first tattoo I ever got. I don't regret getting it. Maybe I regret getting it on my foot, but I could conceal it if necessary.
Mhm.
But it has the Hebrew word chai in the middle, and that's you'll see those combinations together a lot. It also stands for 18, which is my favorite number, not because it's Jewish related. It was my sport number growing up, my softball number. But I got it and I was like, all right, what if I thought to myself, like, what if I don't continue being Jewish? So like it means something more for me, like, oh, this was a part of my life, but also like if there is a higher being or whatever, like the symbolism behind it is cool to me.
I mean, it's also a representation of your family
Right. Yeah.
and where you came from.
Yeah. I would never denounce like, oh, I wasn't ever Jewish unless it was like Nazi Germany time.
Uh, yeah. I remember there was a time, so I was still with my ex and living in a small town. Obviously, like, there's a lot of religious people. And I remember trying. I put forth some effort into, like, okay, let's go to church. We'll go to church. And, it was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be religious for a little while. And I remember we went to this one church service, and the preacher basically said something about it being his wife's job in life to make sure he has clean clothes or something like that. And I was like, all right, I'm out. And I remember telling my ex, I don't believe in God. I just don't. And he was like so shocked. How could you say that you don't believe in God? And it's not like he was super religious or anything. I don't remember him talking about God or praying or anything like that. But it was just like the idea that somebody could not
Denounce it.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's just the way I feel.
I mean, that's why I liked being Jewish when I was Jewish, or practicing, I should say. You're either practicing or not practicing, is because it seemed like any form of Christianity was about rules and following rules and setting rules. And any rabbi or good rabbi would tell you that Judaism isn't about following rules per se, it's about asking questions. And I thought that was really neat about the religion because they want you to push back. They want you to ask why. Why is it like this? Now, how that upholds in like Orthodox, I don't know because that seems like a bunch of rule following. And with the kids, obviously we celebrate Easter, we celebrate Hanukkah, we'll celebrate Christmas. I want them to be exposed to it, but I myself can't push one way or the other. I'm kind of like, all right, let them find their path. Hopefully it's a good one and it doesn't change who they are as people. Cause like I've seen people change who they are or the opposite, secretly become who they were the whole time. But I've seen people change from good to not so good because they're following religion and they're following the path that God has set for them and things like that I'm like, okay, but you can't accept people for who they are and disagree, but you're letting your religion dictate how you live your life and see other people, and it's more harmful than good.
Well, I think there are good things about religion. I think religious organizations do some good things, I should say that.
Yeah, like
Like
build community and
I went on a mission trip
Mhm.
with my mom, with my grandparents' church. This was after she had gotten divorced and lived with my grandparents, and we went to Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, which was cool,
Mhm,
like, a really cool trip, and we went and we helped to build I think it was a school in
mhm.
their community, which that part was really cool. We spent most of our time at the orphanage, and I got attached to kids and cried when I left. But what I didn't like about it is going and trying to I don't know, spreading the word,
Yeah, I
like
was, like, sharing the
yes,
good word of God and
what
Jesus.
makes you think that these
Right.
people need your religion? Like, you shouldn't be pushing that on other people. I'm not saying, like, don't talk about it, and if they're like, "Oh, that's cool, I wanna learn more." I don't know, I feel like it's just that part of it's weird, but the part of it, like building schools and stuff like that, that is good.
Which anybody can do.
Yeah, like,
It
it
doesn't
doesn't have
have to
to be
be
religious, yeah.
religious affiliated. I mean, I think it's a little weird that if I chose to go to my parents' synagogue that I went to as a child, I wouldn't be able to because I'm not a member, a paying
Mhm,
member.
yeah.
I don't know how churches work.
You don't have to pay.
There's
Do take offerings.
Right, so I remember having a discussion with a friend from, high school, and it was one of our big religious talks, and she would say, like, "If you're going through something, like, you have to just give it to God," and I was like, "What do you mean? Like, write it down and mail it? Just say it out into the world? How do you have this faith that your words are being heard by an unknown entity called God or Jesus or whatever, and that everything's gonna be okay? Like, is that just you not having anxiety about your issues? I never got that, and I think that's why it was like when I said the words, "I will never convert to Christianity," it like, I don't know. It did something to our friendship. So I was like, I don't know, I just feel like I can't do it. I don't see how. Like
I think if your religion keeps you from being friends
right.
with people and makes you judge other people, you've gone the wrong way.
And that's what I'm saying. When you can say to someone, "I love you, but I don't support who you're marrying because of the fact that you're both females."
Well, I will say
God doesn't agree. You don't know.
your family, no one in your family like shunned you or didn't show up to the wedding because of their religion.
Nope.
Whereas I had most of the people who I grew up with and the people who were supposed to love me the most not show up to support me because of their religious beliefs.
Which is insane.
But they have that God first mentality. So it's like, if what I've been taught, and the thing is, it's all open to interpretation.
Right.
One person can read the Bible and come up with one thing, and another person can read it and come up with something different. So it's all based on what they were taught.
But you also shouldn't just pick and choose.
I completely agree.
And there's people who do push back and like just like a blatant matter of fact slash comical way of, oh, you say men shouldn't lay with men or women shouldn't lay with women, but you'll eat a whole bucket of shrimp.
Was it you cut your hair, you wear cotton or whatever you're not supposed to
Can't
wear?
you can't mix fabrics and things like that. It's like, why do you care that I'm wearing polyester with cotton?
For me, it's this book was written so long ago that these people didn't even know through science the things that we know now. And they needed an explanation for things.
Right.
So they came up with these ideas to explain those things. And then here we are, hundreds, thousands of years later, taking them and using it as a rule book. And it just doesn't make sense to me that I'm not saying like there aren't good ideas in it. I'm not saying there aren't things that make sense for moral
Compass.
yes. But like you can't take in everything be so like matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because you had the Salem witch trials. People thought they were witches
Mhm.
because they were doing things that they didn't understand yet because they didn't have the technology advancements and just knowledge behind it. And yet somebody goes around and says, "Oh, I'm a witch." It's like, "Oh, okay. All right, you do you." But yet they want this book to be taught in schools and manipulate and make people confined to one standard religion. And the point I think it was trying to make was like you're skipping over just be a good person.
I mean, ultimately,
Treat people the way you want to be treated.
yes, I think ultimately it should be used as a guide.
Like any other guidebook.
Exactly. But I don't think it should be used as this like hard fast rule book, and it should not be used to hurt people and cause harm, which unfortunately is what a lot of religion is doing at this point. When you are like my grandmother, when I told her that I was with you and we weren't just roommates, wrote me this entire email about how I should go to that place in Arkansas where they do the electrotherapy.
Didn't she want to send you to the conversion camp?
Yes. And the way that affects people's mental health, it's been proven that it's not good for them. And people end up being unhappy, committing suicide, and things like that because these people cannot bend on their beliefs.
But what's crazy is that most of the things that they, and I say they, like, I'm just going to say it, the bad religious people,
Mhm.
the ones who use it for harm in their weird, blurred way of thinking it's doing good. I think religion, and in this case, like the Bible and things like that, should be explored, not taught.
Yeah.
Religion is based on you, your beliefs, and your connection to those beliefs, whether
Yeah.
it's one God, 20 gods, cows, whatever.
Yeah. And I'm not against religion. I'm okay with people having religion
Mhm.
as long as, yeah, they follow that. It's for you. It doesn't need to be you pushing it on other people. It doesn't need to be you using it to harm and spread hate on other people. And when I meet someone who is religious, do I immediately have alarms going off in my head and like, whoa, I'm going to be very cautious of this person. But that's because of my relationship with religion and with basically my grandmother.
But also, are you a safe person?
Exactly.
Because now in today's world, even though we have separation of church and state, that doesn't hold up at all anymore.
Yeah.
And religion is poking its ugly head into our schools, into our government, everywhere it doesn't belong.
It's always unfortunately been in our government, even though we have separation of church and state.
Yeah, we don't.
It's never been
We
separate.
don't. And when you start taking away people's rights, period, and rights to choose for themselves based on religious preferences and reasoning, it gets very like WTF.
Well, and now they're getting into that more explicitly, like that show, Handmaid Tales,
Mhm.
where it's they want women home cleaning the house, cooking, making babies.
I feel like
men are in charge. They literally want us to go back to like not having credit cards, not having our own bank accounts, not having a vote.
mhm. I don't
It's
I don't know what's happening.
insane.
I really think the matrix system we're in right now is glitching bad, and we're all just someone's gonna reset it.
But I think religion should be something that is taught in the home
Religion is a choice.
or at church. Yes.
You're not born religious. You are taught religion.
I do not want our kids going to school and learning about religion from other people
Not until college where it's appropriate.
because I don't want it to be how it was with my grandmother, where it's like, this is what you believe. We don't believe in abortion. We don't believe in this.
I mean,
I want it to be, hey, here's how I feel about it. Here are some other religions. You have to explore those for yourself and make your own decision.
but I think teaching or learning about religion in school
Yeah.
can be beneficial.
I took religion classes in college
Yeah, you had to.
and I learned a lot of, well, I took one and I really liked it. So I took another one and I learned a lot about the origins of religion, some of the different religions out there. And that was really cool. And I like knowing that.
Mhm.
But I don't think you have to pick one thing. I
Yeah.
think you can take pieces from different ones and combine who you are. I think it comes down to what your personal values are.
As I get older, like, I like the idea that Buddhism offers because
Mhm.
it's about calming your mind and being at peace and focusing on yourself. Like, I remember we had this discussion at Pride Float years ago, and one of our friends was like, "I believe in the earth. What is that?
Right.
What religion is that?" I was like, "Ooh, that's a good one." Like, the
Mhm.
here and now and what I can touch, see, and feel,
Mhm.
and,
Well, and I remember even as a kid thinking, why do I need to believe in God to be a good person? I know that it's wrong to hurt other people. I know that it's wrong to kill someone. Like, I don't need these 10 commandments that come from God that I have to follow. Like, you know these because you have feelings and you can feel that it is wrong to harm other people. Now, I think you have to decide for yourself. And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, it comes down to what can you do to help someone? What can you do to make this world a better place?
Right. Just make sure that you're picking things from religion that will make you a better person and
Not cause harm.
help, yeah, not cause harm to other people, but better yourself, the people around you,
Your community,
and the world,
the earth. Yeah.
and that's it. Just make good choices.
What if one of our kids comes to you someday and says, I am going to convert to Judaism? What would you
Have
feel about
fun with
that?
that. It's a long ass process and it's a hard they just don't let anyone in. I don't know if they'd necessarily have to convert. That is something that a lot of times you're born into.
I'll be honest.
You're a legacy.
If one of the kids came to me and said that they wanted to,
Get baptized.
they were Christians, they wanted to get baptized, I'm not going to lie, that would be difficult for me because of my experience with it. I would have to talk to them more and see what that means exactly.
But then they could be the face of change
They could
just
be,
for
because
one person saying,
there are people out there are churches out there who are accepting, who do try to love everyone.
like, they have a trans dad after they had lesbian moms, hashtag same people, that I would hope that that would take precedence and priority.
I'd be like, explain to me what
Oh,
this means.
there would be lots of questions, that's for sure. I was raised Jewish. I ask all the questions.
And I think that's the problem is a lot of people don't ask questions. They just go along with what they were taught and
Yeah.
they don't question, even if it feels wrong. They've been
Mhm.
taught not to question. So
Yep. We'll see. Hey, we said be your own person. Nobody should have any influence over what you believe, feel, love, all the things, because that's you. And as long as you're not hurting yourself, others around you, or the world,
mhm.
leave it better than you found it, not just for camping. Then I think you're on the right path,
Yep,
whatever that means.
agreed. Lead with a kind heart.
All right.
Anyway, follow the show. Go give us a
Find us
good rating.
on the Instas, anywhere you download podcasts. Share with your friends.
Let us know about your religion experiences. We'd love to hear how other people's stories, how it affected you growing up. Until next time, bye.
Bye.